ओ लिंक नहीं भेजा। Shit. Give me a second, guys.
कोई नहीं, I'll talk to you later regarding this. Somebody please check the YouTube whether we are live or not. Let me know once.
You're live, sir.
We are live?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Anmol. Super, wonderful. So Aman, please let me know once everyone join so that we can
Yes, sir.
start without
Sure.
any delay, as we have already late today.
Definitely.
Before starting this debate competition, first of all, a warm welcome to all of you. And secondly, some instructions that you are supposed to switch on your camera while you are participating. It is not about while you are participating, it is about the confidence that you are showing over here by switching on your camera. Show your active presence over here. Wish you very all the best. Okay, now we are going to start in a moment. Once everyone join, then we'll start.
There are a few, I think. Vivo Y21. Can you please rename yourself? Or tell me, I can rename for you. Your name, please.
And the people who are just looking anxious and nervous, please try to keep a decent smile on your face. Okay, Hasimrat Malhotra and all.
Vivo Y21. I don't know who is this.
Yeah, guys, please rename yourself.
So I can rename for them if they are not able to do so, but he's not able to, I think, unmute also. Can you unmute?
We have Kalpu with us also. Adya.
Thanks, sir.
Hi, Jain. All good?
I think I've seen Adya.
Yes, sir. It's my mother name. Kalpu is my mother name.
I'm so sorry.
Mother.
I'm so sorry. I'm not supposed to, call you by your name. As you are joining with your mother's this device, that's why I'm calling. I was not aware about that, but no worries.
Yes. Vivo Y21A, please. Can you rename yourself? Vivo Y21A.
There is Samsung one too.
Sir, Naveen.
Rename yourself.
What I can see is there are a number of new faces over here with us. Am I visible? Please let me know once.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
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 sir.
sir. You are
Okay,
looking.
great.
Yes, sir. Today we have heavy rainfall in North India.
Should we start?
Yes, sir. I think once again, I think who is this Samsung SM? Can you just tell your names? I don't know. I'll rename for you. Not an issue. Just tell me your name. Can you unmute yourself? Samsung SM.
The person who is having long hairs and like looking staring towards the camera, please. It's my humble request. The name is showing Samsung SM A15E156E. Please tell us your name.
So my name is Ansh Mishra.
Ansh Mishra. Okay, that's
Ansh,
good.
okay. Ansh. I'll just rename it for you.
And while I'm starting, Aman, it's my humble request to please pin myself.
Sure, 1 second, sir. 1 second. Just give me Realme. There is one more person, Realme. I just wanna see these names. Realme, Vivo.
One bhai, that's me, Abhishek Sharma, the content writer.
Oh, sure. I'll rename for you. Don't
Oh,
worry. Abhishek.
so it's surprising that our team members are also joining in the debate competition. Okay.
Okay. I think we have everybody. Hopefully, just give me a second.
Okay. So shall we start?
So 1 minute. Shall we take the attendance once? Then we can start. So whether we are having everybody or not. So do we have Harshimrat? Harshmit? Who is
Yes, sir.
Okay. Muskan? Do we have Muskan? No, I don't think so. Saurav? I don't see Saurav. Okay, we do not have Saurav. Do we have Shivam?
Yes, sir.
Himanshu?
Present, sir.
Okay, Naveen?
Present, sir.
Okay, fine. Team B. Adya Tiwari?
Present, sir.
Abhishek? Abhishek, you are participating or?
No,
Is
I'm
this
just spectating.
Okay, so this is a different Abhishek. Okay. Ansh? Okay, I
Yes,
just
sir.
renamed Ansh here. Kushi Singh?
Yes, sir.
Anmol?
Yes, sir.
And Harshal.
Present, sir.
So we do not have few people. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll ask them to join.
Sir, maximum warriors are in the battlefield. So let's see who will win in this war of debate. The topic is very trending nowadays. So let's see. How will you be able to handle this? Okay, wish you very all the best for the both of the team.
Thank you, sir. Okay. I think I have messaged them. Hopefully they join quickly. Sir, like 2 people are not there here. Team A, are you all there? Team A. Who is the team lead? Team A. Harshmit? Is your team
But
present?
actually, Saurabh had an issue of, I think, an electrical issue,
Yeah.
electricity issue was there. So I think that 4 of our members are here. Naveen, Harshmeet, and Himanshu.
Okay.
Three. Fourth one
Shivam,
is.
what about Shivam? Shivam and Muskan.
Let me just check.
Yeah, sure.
Shivam
Adya?
is-
Okay, Adya, do you have all your teammates here? You're on mute, Adya. Adya, can you just yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody's there?
Abhishek, Ansh, Khushi, Anmol.
Yeah. And Harshal. Harshal is a standby for you. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Sir, I think we are good to start. Only just one confirmation from Harshmit. Is everybody there, Harsh? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Except Saurabh, we have all.
Okay, fine then. I think we are. Who is this Hindi teacher? Can we ask your name, please? Oh, too quick to go. Nice. Fine. We can start.
I think we are all set.
Yes, sir.
Just wait. Okay, now we are starting, guys. Before that, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to everyone present here. It is both a privilege and an honor to stand before you today as we commence this debate competition. Always remember the debate is far more than the exchange of opinions. Okay, it is the art of presenting ideas with clarity, with conviction and reason. It encourages us to think critically, uh, articulate our perspectives effectively, and engage with diverse viewpoints in a spirit of mutual respect and intellectual curiosity. So today we have assembled not merely to argue for or against a motion, but to explore different dimensions of an important issue, challenge conventional thinking, and enrich our understanding through meaningful discourse. Every speaker here has an opportunity to inspire, to persuade, and learn, making this competition a celebration of knowledge. Okay, celebration of communication and healthy dialogue. Okay, so behind every successful initiative, uh, a team that stands with dedicated individuals whose unwavering commitment, whose hard work and passion transform ideas into reality. So while their efforts often remain behind the scenes, their contribution forms the backbone of every achievement. Today, it is our privilege to acknowledge and appreciate the remarkable team whose dedication, perseverance, and collaborative spirit have been, instrumental in making the YMA Voice and Vision Club a platform for learning, platform for leadership and meaningful dialogue. Please join me in the recognizing our amazing team: Sandeep Kaur, Priya Dhaka, Vasu, Vaishnavi, Dev Sharma, Anushka, Dhruva Sharma, Animesh, Ojaswit, and Animesh. Ojaswit, yes. Guys, your tireless efforts, meticulous planning, and unwavering enthusiasm have made this event possible. On behalf of everyone present here, we extend our heartful gratitude and sincere appreciation for your invaluable contributions. Let us give them a well deserved round of applause. As we move forward with today's program, it is now time to hand over the stage to voice that will guide us through this memorable evening with confidence, with enthusiasm, and grace. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our hosts, the event Aman and Abhinav, who will take us through the proceedings with energy and professionalism. So, guys, without any further delay, I now would like to invite Aman to take over the stage and continue with the program. Over to you, Aman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The greatest victories are not won in battlefield, but in the arena of ideas. A very good evening to respected judges, distinguished guests, and dedicated volunteers, and passionate debaters, and everyone present here. It is our immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of YMA Voice and Vision Club to today's debate competition. At YMA Voice and Vision Club, we believe that vision gives direction and voice gives its purpose. When knowledge shapes vision and courage strengthens expression, learning transformation into leadership. Debate is much more than a contest of words. It is an exercise in critical thinking, reasoned analysis, and respectful dialogue. It teaches us not only the art of speaking with conviction, but also the wisdom of listening with an open mind. In an arena of shaped by in an era of shaped by diverse perspectives, meaningful debate enables us to question assumptions, broaden our understanding, and cultivate informed opinions. Today's competition is therefore not about proving one side right and the other wrong. It is about examining ideas through logic, evidence, and thoughtful discourse while collaborating the spirit of healthy intellectual exchange. With that, I now invite my co host Abhinav to take the program forward.
Thank you, Aman. Once again, a very good evening to respected judges, dedicated volunteers of the Voice and Vision Club, enthusiastic participants, and our wonderful audience. Energy has always been the driving force of civilization. However, The source from which we derive the energy will determine the future of humanity. As the world confronts the challenge As the world confronts the challenges of climate change, environmental sustainability, and rapid economic development, nations are compelled to redefine their energy strategies. India stands at a pivotal moment, balancing the growing energy aspirations of over a billion people while honoring its commitment towards a cleaner and more sustainable future. Today's debate revolves around a subject that lies at the intersection of the economic development, environmental responsibility, technological innovation, and national progress. This debate is not merely an exchange of opinions, as Mukesh sir said, it is a platform to inspire awareness, encourage critical thinking, and foster responsible citizenship. Before we begin today's intellectual contest, let us hear a few words from my co-host again.
Thank you, Abhinav. Allow me to share a thought. Ideas are born in silence, refined through reflection, and transformed through fearless expression. When clarity of thought meets courage to speak, dialogue becomes the catalyst for meaningful change. Today's gathering is far more than a debate competition. It is a celebration of inquisitive minds willing to challenge convention, embrace diverse perspectives, and seek truth through respectful discussion. I now call Abhinav to continue the proceedings. Thank you.
At this moment, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Major General Dr. Yash Mor sir and Mukesh sir, whose inspiring vision and unwavering leadership continue to guide the Yash Mor Academy towards excellence. We also extend our sincere appreciation to the entire Yash Mor Academy family and the dedicated members of the Voice and Vision Club for their invaluable guidance, encouragement, and tireless support in making this event possible. No debate competition can achieve its true purpose without fair, thoughtful, and impartial evaluation. We are deeply honored to have an esteemed panel of judges whose expertise and experience will guide today's proceedings with wisdom and integrity. Let us welcome and thank our respected judges with a warm round of applause. It is now my privilege to introduce the talented participants who will engage in today's intellectual contest. On your screens, you can see Team A, whose participants are Harsmeet, Muskan, Saurav, Shivam, Himanshu. Standing opposite them is equally determined Team B, whose participants are Adya Tiwari, Abhishek, Ans, Khushi Singh, Anmol. I now hand the stage back to Aman.
Thank you, Abhinav. It is now time to officially introduce the captains leading today's team. Captain for Team A is Harsmeet, and captain for Team B is Adya Tiwari. Team A will present arguments in favor of the motion, while Team B will argue against the motion. Before we begin, allow me to briefly outline the rules for today's debate. Each participant will have 3 minutes to present their arguments. And once all the participants have finished their arguments, then we'll have a rebuttal round of 10 minutes each for each team. And the final decision shall be binding by the judges. Dear participants, today's motion extends far beyond a simple debate topic. It addresses an issue of immense relevance in today's world, one that deserves thoughtful reflection, balanced reasoning, and respectful discussion. We engage every speaker to express their views with confidence, support their arguments with logic and evidence, and engage with opposing perspective in true spirit of democratic discourse. With these words, let the battle of ideas begin. Thank you, and let the debate commence. Abhinav.
Ladies and gentlemen, the motion for today's debate is ethanol blended fuel in India, progress towards sustainability or policy pitfall. This topic lies at the heart of one of India's most significant energy transitions. On one side, the proposition argues that India's ambitious E20 ethanol blending program represents a transformative step towards sustainable development. It has the potential to reduce carbon emissions, lessen our dependence on imported crude oil, strengthen energy security, and create new economic opportunities for India's farming community. Conversely, the opposition raises critical concerns regarding the long-term implications of this policy. They question whether diverting substantial quantities of sugarcane and food grains for fuel production could compromise food security, intensify pressure on already scarce water resources, and create unintended structural challenges for the nation's economy and environment. Today, our debaters will examine this issue through evidence, reason, and critical analysis, helping us better understand both its opportunities and challenges. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let the debate begin and may the strength of reason triumph over the volume of opinion. Now, I would like to invite the first speaker from Team A, Harsh Smith, to kindly take the stage and present his arguments.
So I would like to start with the reverse count of 3, 2, 1. So the reverse count of 3, 2, 1. Imagine a boat with a small crack sailing through an ocean. So either you can keep billing out the water out of it or you can fix the crack. Well, India's dependence on the imported crude oil is just like a crack, and the ethanol blending program will serve the purpose to fix it. Respected judges and my worthy opponents, today I stand for the motion that yes, India's ethanol blending program is a progress towards sustainability and not a policy pitfall. Like, my view will be based on 3 pillars. The first pillar will be energy independence. India imports around 88.5% of crude oil, and which makes us vulnerable to the global oil crisis, global oil shocks, and even to the wars, as you knew what happened recently. Then, if we talk to the other side, the ethanol blending program has already substituted around 310 lakh metric tons of crude oil. I would like to repeat that 310 lakh metric tons of crude oil, which saved around rupees 1.9 lakh crore and in the foreign exchange. And this is not just foreign blending, it is energy sovereignty plus Atmanirbharta. My second pillar will be sustainable development. This program has infused around rupees 1.6 lakh crore into the rural economy, thus transforming our andatas into urja datas. And while preventing around 544 metric tons of CO2 emissions. Yes, CO2 emissions, thus also collaborating with our climate change goals. Now, I would like to speak about another yojanas like the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Yojana and the India's 2G biofuel mission, which enhance the agricultural waste like the paddy straw and the damaged grains to be converted into ethanol production. Now, my third pillar will be that this roadmap is the future for sustainable development and future of our country. Countries like Brazil, United States of America, and Thailand have already tested and examined the ethanol's potential. And while India is going a step ahead, the 2021 Niti Aayog roadmap has suggested a phased strategy for E20 adoption, as promoted flex fuel vehicles, and has also asked to give incentives for the people who are having old cars so that their vehicles get accommodated to this new type of fuel. And people, this whole thing will be acting as a bridge between today's stage to a stage where we can largely own the EVs, yes, the electric vehicles. So, honorable people, a pitful policy creates dependence. A sustainable policy creates resilience. And today, India is blending innovation with sustainability, farmers with prosperity, and energy security with national progress. And I think that it is not merely
Time's up.
ethanol and petrol.
Harshmit, time's up.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Okay, thank you, Harshmit. Thank you for your insightful, articulated presentation. Now I invite the first speaker from Team B present their perspectives. Abhinav? Oh,
Yes, now from Team B, I would like to invite Adya Tiwari to present his perspective on this issue.
Good evening, respected judges, honorable opponents, and fellow debaters. I stand before you to strongly oppose the mandatory rollout of E20 fuel. While proponents claim this policy reduces crude oil import, it completely ignores consumer right and places unfair financial burden on everyday citizen. Our roads have been turned into forced testing ground और जेब आम जनता की कट रही है. Every day, vehicle owners are paying the ultimate price for an unguided policy. Let look hard. Let's look at the hard data. According to shocking local circle survey report, 66% of older petrol vehicle owners have reported a severe fuel efficiency drop over 10%. Even major automobile manufacturers, including Maruti Suzuki and Toyota, just admitted in a press conference that E20 fuel causes a direct drop in mileage due to low calorific value. From middle class family, this means spending more money at the pump for less distance. Furthermore, the local circle research reveals that 55% of these vehicle owners are facing unusual engine wear and tear, damaging fuel lines and carburetors. Ethanol blended fuel, E20 fuel, reduces mileage in E10 cars, says Maruti Suzuki. The biggest flaw in this policy is the absolute lack of consumer choice between pure petrol and E20. Every single motorist is forced to pump this corrosive mixture into their tanks. This heavy-handed mandate recently faced legal scrutiny, leading to a public interest litigation in Supreme Court, where citizens demanded proper labeling and right to choose their fuel. Automated push commands cannot replace democratic choices. You cannot force a nation-wide fuel shift without providing compatible infrastructure. ये पॉलिसी सीधे तौर पर मिडिल क्लास पर अनफेयर टैक्स है. A truly progressive nation values both environmental goal and the economic stability of its citizen. Forcing E20 on uncertified older vehicle is economically unjust. Therefore, based on the local circle data, industry administration, and Supreme Court legal challenges, I strongly argue you all to vote against this motion until safe, reliable, and fair fuel choices are restored. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your opinions. Your conviction and analytical approach were greatly appreciated. May I now invite the next participant from Team A, Muskan, to take the floor. I think she is not present.
Abhinav, yeah, I think Muskan is not there, so we can move to next participant from team A.
So let me invite the next participant from Team B, Abhishek, to present his arguments.
I think Abhishek is also not there, so we can skip. From team B, we have. Can we have
So
different
our
speaker?
next speaker from Team A is Saurav. I think Saurav is also not present. So let's invite next participant from Team B directly, Ans.
Can I start, sir?
Yeah.
So, good evening, respected judges, honorable teachers, and my dear friends. I'm Ans Mishra, and today I'm stand against the motion that ethanol blended fuel in India is a progress towards sustainability. I agree the intention behind that ethanol blending is good and it aims to reduce carbon emissions, crude oil imports, and support farmers. However, good intention do not guarantee alone to good outcomes. That is why my first concern is food security. Ethanol is mainly produced from the sugarcane and the food grains, and at the time when the millions are still struggling in food and nutrition, diverting these crops for fuel raise an important ethical and economical question that should food become fuel. My second concern is water consumption. Sugarcane is one of the most water intensive water crop, and promoting its cultivation for fuel can increase pressure on groundwater and the states which are already facing water scarcity. My third concern is economic burden. Like ethanol requires sustainability and like infrastructure, subsidies, and storage facilities and modification in fuel distributing. And this plays an additional financial burden on government and taxpayer. My last and final concern is vehicle compatibility. In India, many vehicles are still not fully designed for higher ethanol blended, and this also reduce engine efficiency and increase the maintenance cost and also disturbing the consumers. Finally, sustainability is not about just to reduce carbon emission, but it also means to protect our water resources, ensuring food security, and maintain ecological balance, and creating policy that are economically valuable in the long run. And instead of depending on heavy crop ethanol, India should more focus in electric modification, green hydrogen, and second generation biofuels that are created from the agriculture waste. And at the conclusion, I just say that ethanol may be a part of India's energy strategy, but in the current form, it contains several significant policy challenges. And for a truly significant sustainability, we need a scientific and a long-term solution, not short-term alternatives. Thank you.
That was a well structured and impactful argument. Thank you for your excellent presentation. We now invite the next speaker from Team A, Shivam.
Am I audible, sir? Am I audible?
Loud and clear.
Parivartanam vikasasya moolam. Change is the root of development, and that is surely implicable on ethanol blended fuel in India. What is it? Ethanol blended fuel, as India imports a larger quantity of crude oil. Yes, gentlemen, by this argument, I am in favor. Jai Hind to everyone present here, as India is one of the largest importer of crude oil and invest heavily on it. But what if we save our this foreign value exchange, and this will surely improve and strengthen our economy, as it is a visionary step that addresses three major national issues, which are energy security, environmental security, and farmers welfare. Renewable and cleaner energy fuel will surely produce less harmful particles and will reduce air pollution. Same at the same time, it will benefit farmers, as it will create an additional source of income for them, as India has now achieved 20% of ethanol blending way before the target was set, as it clearly shows India's dedication, devotion, and commitment towards sustainability development. As my worthy opponents may argue that ethanol blending has so many issues, so many implications in its implementation, and they may argue that it requires a lot amount of water. But what I want to say is challenges require solutions, not surrender. There can be not a perfect policy. There cannot be any utopian policy or kind of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious policy. But yes, there can be a progressive policy as India is increasingly improving the second generation fuel, which is made from the rice straw, paddy straw, and agriculture residue. Gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen, yes, there are so many issues, but what is that we should move forward and invest in it as it is beneficial in a long run. In the end, I want to conclude that I am in favor of this topic and it is a win-win topic. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shivam, for your wonderful arguments. Now, I would like to invite participant from Team B, Khushi Singh.
Hello everyone. I am against the notion. Imagine you are at the petrol pump filling your car and feeling desperately good because you are using a self-reliant fuel. Yes, that's the whole notion is create your own fuel. But it is really, are we really creating ethanol from purely materials like crop residuals, like paddy straps? Yes, if we are producing, then why we have such headlines on the newspaper that Punjab farmers are firing their crop residuals? Why we have such news that Delhi's AQI is hitting worse? Why such news are there? That whole answer is because ethanol today we are creating not with the help of crop residual, but with the help of sugarcane, maize, rice. 70% of ethanol today is created with rice, maize, and 30% of it with the sugarcane. Let's go one more deeper closer. We will find that sugarcane is mostly produced by states like UP and Maharashtra, and they are already the states which are water deficit states. They are already the states whose underground water level is very low. So, where we are moving? We are moving towards water crisis. It's a direct pitfall, and it feels very it feels very desperate that it is just not up to the water crisis; it is up to the food crisis also. Food Corporation of India used to take 25% of broken rices so as to distribute it among the underprivileged sections of our society. But now it is decided for creating the ethanol, we will take 10% out of that 25% so as to create that ethanol. We are directly hitting the plates of underprivileged section. Where we are going, starting from the water crisis, then moving ahead the food crisis. It's just a poor maintenance and it's just we are moving towards the pitfall. So at last I want to say that if ethanol is about sustainability, so sustainability means creating a good environment for the future generation. But now actually what is happening is that ethanol blending, because of that water crisis, that food crisis, we are ethanol blending is directly hitting that sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughtful analysis and well supported arguments. We now invite our speaker from Team A, Himanshu, to present his views on this topic.
Right, so am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
All right.
Yes, you're on.
So, Jai Hind, everyone, respected judges and my worthy opponents. Today, I stand in support of the motion and I'll be beginning with the reverse count of 3, 2, 1. Let me ask you something simple. India exports 85% of its crude oil from other country, which cost us around 30 lakh crores. And at the same time, we have ample amount of grain and sugarcane with us from which we can make fuel. So tell me, is this a chance of good use or a chance to ignore it? India did not ignore it. And we have started ethanol blending program. And that's why I'm in support of this motion. Let's understand India's oil dependency as with the example of a family who eats out daily at the night because no member of the family knows how to cook food at the home in spite of the kitchen is already stocked. So this ethanol blending is just like producing our own food at our home, and we already have the results. Let me give you some facts. Like because of this India's ethanol blending program, we have saved around 1.36 lakh crores in foreign exchange, and also we have cut nearly 70 million tons of carbon emission, which is equivalent to taking millions of cars parked for an year. And that's not a future promise. That's already been happened. So let us now come to environment. So imagine cooking on a chula, on a wood smoke chula, versus cooking on LPG stove. So here, you don't erase every trace of smoke in just one day or just overnight. You are just clearing the air around you slowly, slowly. So now let me come on to the some real concerns that my opposition have raised. So let me address them one by one. First of all was water. Okay, so it's true that sugarcane is thirsty, but this is also true that India is deliberately shifting a growing share of ethanol production from sugarcane to grain. And this is reducing the water consumption in producing the ethanol. The second one was mileage. Yes, the ethanol is slightly lower in energy density, and but the manufacturers are now directed to produce flex fuel vehicles, and this is the same way. You remember once the cars were transformed from carburetor types to fuel injector types. It is the same way we are going to transform. The third one was food security. So India have ample amount of food. I mean the grains. So it's not about we are choosing between food on plate and the fueling tank. We are choosing the surplus amount of grain we have. That would either rest in the warehouses if we don't use that. Also, I would like to say that these are not cracks in the foundation. These are just normal fictions that every policy have. And the same fictions were also in the solar power and also electric vehicles. So let's not much criticize this policy and think again, is that a really policy pitfall or a sustainable policy with the overall development? Thank you, Jay.
Okay, thank you, Ansh.
Thank you. Thank you for your excellent presentation. I now invite from Team B Anmol to present his views on this issue.
Right. Good evening, gentlemen. So I'm Anmol from Team B. So Clean India, Green India. We've all heard it before. It's a noble mission and one that
Anmol, I would request,
is
can
continuously
you
striving towards.
have a better
The
internet
ethanol
connectivity? Can you hear me? You're not
Yes, sir, I
audible.
can
Your
hear
voice
you.
is.
Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Fine. Can we have a next speaker until Anmol fixes this? Abhinav, who is next?
Okay, fine. So let's invite from Team A Harsal to conclude from Team A the final proceedings.
Sir, I'm from Team B actually.
I think Naveen will be the final speaker from Team A, so let's invite him. You are not audible, Naveen.
I'm not audible now.
You are audible, but your voice is very low. Can you speak louder?
My name is Naveen. I am in the core of the motion. The ethanol blended petrol. So India aspired to become the superpower by 2047. As you can see, any superpower with having the energy reliance without having energy reliance, no. But India is the exception. So we have to firstly reserve the our energy. Human energy. As you all know, we have a lot of surplus of the fossil fuel, and we will have the natural source of fossil fuel. So I think we have to increase the import reliance. Ultimately, the self-reliance will increase and the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative will increase. I want to share a report by the Press Information Bureau, which suggests that my former speaker also quoted the same, like 301 lakh metric ton import has been decreased due to this same initiative. Now, talking about the same, when the import will decrease, ultimately the forex reserve will increase. Now, let me share my data that according to the CEEW report, it says that 1.85 crore lakh crore has been saved because of the forex reserve due to these ethanol blending only. And now talking about the Indian perspective, if you see, we have shift to the manufacturing sector to become a global leader, but we are having the agriculture sector at a stake. But when we have the agriculture and the manufacturing both into the same, it's the ethanol blending. So according to the PIB, again Press Information Bureau, it says that the when we use sugarcane, the surplus sugarcane, the maize and the paddy for which also decrease the AQI, the GRAP action plan, and then we use, so the according to the Press Information Bureau, the farmers have 1.58 lakh crore more in their pocket, so they are helping ultimately the farmers. Then talking about the pollution, the main concern, the whole globe, you can see the Elon Musk statement which says the next 100 year the earth will die, so where we will survive? If we can take some initiative like ethanol blending, you can see if the pollution will decrease, ultimately the climate change will decrease. And you can see the out of the 20 most hot current cities, in 19 are in India. So the climate change is the major part, ultimately resulting in global warming. So if we change this strategy, ultimately taking some small steps we have to take. And then according to the Niti Aayog, it says that the engine performance ultimately increase. Today in the Times of Indian newspaper, it says that the car makers told there is no harm to engines, only the harm or to is the drop in the mileage, because the ethanol have the less dense, so we can use the E2 ethanol and all those strategies. And also you can see the example of Brazil, you can see the example of USA and the Europe, which all are developed, they are using the ethanol, they are not facing any problem. And lastly, if we are not using the ethanol,
Naveen, time's up.
one second, if we are not using the ethanol, the government has made a full plan, there will be 0.13 instant decline.
Thank you. It was a pleasure listening to your perspective. Now I would like to invite from Team B, Harshal.
Thank you so much. Speaking against the motion of this topic, I would like to uh, put on four major points. The first is food impact of this ethanol blending. So, what are the major crops that are responsible for production of ethanol? First is sugarcane, then rice, then corn, then wheat. So, all these crops, they are taken in majority in our nation. So with or by any chance that we are doing to make the good ethanol quality, we need to use the edible part of all these crops, so which is eventually going to put on a we can say a full crisis among the people, or it can in upcoming years it can increase the what we say increase the demand of all these crops. So that is one of the issue. The second one can be vehicle damages. So one of the members told that ethanol, the Niti Aayog said that ethanol does not have damaged vehicles. So let me put on the point is that the damaging of ethanol is has been more due to by 30% due to lower energy density of ethanol. That's why the mileage has been dropped, because the ethanol has lower density as compared to the regular fuel or petrol. The mileage has been dropped, as well as the engines has suffered a lot. So that is one of the second point. The third one is the example of Brazil somebody gave, that it is producing the ethanol in good quantity. I accept that, but along with that I would like to say that the Brazil has still kept the option of regular petrol as well to the customers. Where if you see in India, the Indian government or all the bodies they are aggressively pushing the E20, E85 ethanol. So why? Because due to they are pushing aggressively. The consumers, they are they have to force themselves to take the ethanol, and there is a reason why, because there has been increased price of the regular fuel. So for example, if we go to our nearest petrol pump anywhere, so the E20 fuel that we actually buy is around 105 to 110 rupees per liter. Okay, then if we then at the same petrol pump, if we go to buy the actual normal petrol, we get the price about 120 to 125. Why? 1 or 2 months before, I would like to say that the price of normal fuel was around 110. So why did the government increase the price by around 15 rupees? Because this is going to affect the normal people only, because they are standing on a cliff, that at the one side the thing is that they have to buy the expensive petrol to keep their vehicles moving, and on the other side they have to buy the ethanol blended fuel. Maybe it may be 20, 85 or 800 depending on the pump, but so which will eventually damage their own vehicle and reduce the mileage. And along countering one of the points that one of the members said, that we actually
Sure, time's
okay,
up.
okay,
We
thank you
can
so much.
counter in the rebuttal round. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Abhinav.
Now, I would like to invite the final speaker from Team B, Anmol.
Yeah, am I audible clearly now?
You are better.
Right. So, Clean India, Green India. We have all heard it before. It's a noble mission and one that is continuously being striven towards by India. The ethanol policy is a part of this mission, but does it contribute towards the progress India is making? The answer is not if the current policy continues. The use of ethanol blends in fuels allows less usage of pure gas and results in less emissions of greenhouse gases. But this refers to ethanol blends that are compatible with the vehicles of the nation, not E20, that is being pushed at a rate far too fast against the interests of its users. Indeed, ethanol will make us self-reliant, but the cost of transitioning to self-reliance in critical sectors like fuels is that when something goes wrong, such as a shortage of fuel, the weight of the mistake can be a very heavy burden to hold. As seen in Brazil, the years of 2009 to 2013 saw supply shortage due to financial stress on ethanol producers following the 2008 financial crisis, poor sugarcane harvest due to unfavorable weather, farmers preferring to sell sugar rather than ethanol due to higher prices for sugar, and all these factors led to lower ethanol production. That in turn led to a supply shortage, which raised the prices of ethanol so high that those using fixed fuel vehicles found it unattractive to just use ethanol. Sometimes things can go from bad to worse at the drop of a hat. Does ethanol help India prepare for times like these? I don't believe so.
That's all, Anmol.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, team. Both the teams have demonstrated remarkable preparations, critical thinking, and the ability to defend their viewpoints with confidence and maturity. Okay, so now it's a rebuttal time. Okay. Uh, okay. As as we all witnessed, both sides have raised significant points supported by facts, logic, and conviction. However, a true debater is not only someone who presents strong arguments, but also someone who can analyze opposing viewpoints, identifying weaknesses, and responding with clarity and confidence. With that, we now move on to the most anticipated segment of today's competition, the rebuttal round. This round provides each team an opportunity to critically examine the arguments presented by the opposition, identifying inconsistencies where they exist, and reinforce strength to their own position through logical reasoning and evidence. Each team has been allotted 10 minutes for this round. During the rebuttal, participants are expected to remain respectful, focus on their ideas than individuals, and uphold true spirit of constructive debate. I now invite Team A to begin their rebuttal round.
From team A, I would like to take the command and followed by my team members. So firstly, the
Sure, sure,
opposition
sure.
mentioned about the low calorific value. I would like to say that yes, the low calorific value is coming from ethanol, but are we counting the kilometers fuel can give, or to the other side of the taraju we have the energy sovereignty, the Atmanirbharta, and see that every transition brings adaptability issues, and adaptability issues are being monitored by the government, as there are policies like the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Yojana and India's 2G biofuel mission, which is, and also as I stated about the Niti Aayog report, which told that they have asked the companies of vehicles to have make vehicles compatible for the E20 fuel. And also, as it hasn't been an unofficial report, but it has been accounted that around rupees 15,000 to 25,000 are required to make the engine or the the old vehicles compatible for this. I think that the government will soon do this too. I would like to pass my command.
All right. So I would like to highlight the point which my opposition have said. Uh, so their concern was food security. So I would like to highlight that the food, whichever the food we have stockpiled in our warehouses, and whichever food we used to export to the other countries, that is the real thing we are used to. We would be using to manufacture that ethanol. All right, so there the food on plate won't be disturbed, and that will be the fuel, the grains or the maize that would be used will be the ones which is kept in the warehouses. And also, I'd like to add a point. Uh, my opposition have not said yet about the renewable source. So let me tell you that ethanol is a renewable source, whereas the petrol leaves behind residues which do not linger in the soil and water. Whereas when ethanol fuel is used, it completely lingers in water and also in the soil. And according to a Niti Aayog and ARAI report, E20 fuel cuts carbon monoxide emission by nearly 50% in two-wheelers and also 30% in four-wheelers. And in a country like India, where the roads are dominated by two-wheelers, so can you assume how many amount of carbon dioxide will be reduced just by using ethanol in uh, as their fuel type? Thank you so much. So I'll be passing my command to other candidate. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, somewhere my opponents are getting confused between E20 and E85. E85 was rolled out, the plan was rolled out last month on 5th of June, but E20 has been rolled out so much time before, and it has accomplished its target way before, as the target was set in 2030, but way before the target has been accomplished. And one more thing, the main topic is of mileage, as my opponents are also saying that low mileage is there, but now the automobile companies, the automobile industries are making vehicles which are suitable and which are using the flex fuel engines, which will be more efficient in using the ethanol blended fuel. Thank you. I will be passing my command.
I want to say, as my opponent mentioned, the lower carbon emission. Ethanol production requires massive amount of water and arable land. Diverting crops like sugarcane and maize to fuel production depletes groundwater tables and accelerates soil degradation. And my opponent also mentioned Brazil, case of Brazil. So I want to say that they started their journey of ethanol from E2 in 1970, and they are implementing these E85 and pure ethanol in 2025. And when we talk about our Indian government, it started this whole initiative in 2003. E2 is started in 2003, and now it is 2025-26. We are 5 years ahead to implement power fuel stations. Means we are 5 years ahead to implement E20 ethanol 20 uh, fuel in fuel stations. There are no incentives. Government is not giving any incentive that who are using older vehicle, we must have choice, as we have older vehicle, as a middle class family or a low income family can't replace it fastly. So, and there is also a counterpoint that E20, we are government is mainly focusing on E20. It should also focus on EV also, that EV is more better than E20. Carbon emissions are much lower, means negligible in electric vehicles when we talk about that EV. So government should focus on EV also, as E20 is given. So we the older vehicle, who are the owner of older vehicle, if they are using E20, there are no incentives as like flex fuel vehicles. Everyone is not having flex fuel vehicle. And when we talk about Brazil, everyone, the citizens of Brazil having flex fuel vehicle, and their government is organizing that whole infrastructure which supports E20. And in India, they are just setting up E20 fuel stations. We should also concentrate on the infrastructure. Thank you. Now,
Well, agreeing with my opposition's arguments, she mentioned about that we should have a EV thing. So as I mentioned in my context, that EV is possible and EV is the great approach. But the bridge to the EV stage is this. And talking about that we don't have the compatible vehicles or the old vehicles, I have already told that there have been discussion and reports that incentives should be given to the people, and around rupees 15,000 to 20,000 have been given, should be given.
so now the situation, they are implementing it, as my opposition mentioned, that the incentives will be given. It will be given. But now what is the ground reality? They are not giving us E0 option. When the incentive will came, then if until that time we have the opportunity to
Ma'am,
get
I respect your
E0.
point. I respect your viewpoint. But the thing is that, as you mentioned earlier about the Brazil took a decade to have this variety of choices. We are in a transition state, and to achieve something great, something have to be trade off. And the thing is that I agree with your point that we should have fuel choices, but the present stage is that we have to do with this, and after some time, we will be having fuel choices too.
So
I am
supporting.
supporting my opponent that transition is important. I am also with transition, but transition must be slow and steady. It must be adaptable. It must be adopted by whole society. So adaptability is one major concern.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
as you have
support.
already said, that transition is important and transition is the need of the hour. So this is the transition. The policy is not bad. I think that few changes could be done and then policy is good.
Transition
I
must be
will.
slow and steady that everyone can adopt. Yes.
I think other candidates also.
Yeah, I would like to support Adya's point. What she says that we have built ethanol, but we didn't have built the infrastructure. Even you take the example of US, US have just blended 25% in last decades. That is what happening. We from in 2018 we have decided that we will achieve 20% of ethanol blending by 2030, but we have shifted it. So it's just in order to have that development, we have reduced creating the infrastructure just to have that ethanol blending. And one more point that was on the mileage. So yeah, of course, if you will see on the shorter terms, yeah, mileage may not be impacting. But if I am a person who would like to take a car for 7 years, for 10 years, then mileage would impact. If I am a person who would like to have longer distance travel, and I would like to have travel long distances, then mileage again have an impact. So this is again the thing. And the third point which I would like to highlight is that we have shifted the sugar cane with the grains. But just a point is that we are using sugarcane 30% and 70% we are using maize and rice. Again, all these are crops which are highly utilizing water, and India is already a highly consumer of water. We do not have any we हमारे पास कोई दूसरा तरीका नहीं है कि हम वाटर को क्रिएट करें या कुछ यूज कर सके. So ultimately, why we are not using crop residuals instead of sugarcane and instead of rice and maize? Why we are not using? Because we didn't have infrastructure. We have just focused on ethanol blending, but we didn't have create infrastructure. So that's why we are moving towards sugarcane and rice and maize.
So I would like to address the point which our opponent have said about the water scarcity. So firstly, I would like to mention some points like our government is providing incentives for drip irrigation. All right, so drip irrigation in that you'll be using negligible amount of water for growing a crop, and that would eventually reduce the water that. All right, so time's up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you, Team A. Your rebuttal reflected careful listening and critical thinking and a confident defense of your position. Now I invite Team B to present its rebuttal. Uh, Team B, you can start.
Sir, just a quick doubt.
Sure.
Are the cross questions allowed? Because in
Yeah,
our time
yeah,
limit,
not an issue. Not an issue. You can go.
thank you.
Okay, so one of the gentlemen talk about the self-reliance, or we can say Atmanirbharta. So the main question is that at what cost are we bringing this Atmanirbharta or self-reliance? Because that is perfectly fine that if we make this fuel in our country itself, is going to help us as well. But at what cost the fuel quality will decide? Because every day India sells around more than 70,000 cars plus bikes, and it gets around an year. The number goes to up to 23 million around near about. So in 1 year, if the buyer has to buy the cars, or the old buyers who are consuming the blended fuel, so if their vehicles are affecting, that is more than a crisis in the middle class household. Okay, then bringing the self-reliance. So if the and we have seen the reduction of quality, we have seen the problems the people are facing. We have seen in the news that people are going against the fuel. Because why? Because they are facing the problem. Mileage drop is one of the thing as well, but there are various other issues that the engines are not working, because they are made from the perspective of carrying the original petrol and fuel from the old experiences. Now the households that are carrying the old cars, they cannot buy the new cars, who will be maybe in some years, who will be reliant to buy the ethanol fuel. So what about them? So that is one of the issue, because everyone cannot go from the ethanol blending point of view.
Ladies
Harshad
and
said
gentlemen,
that at what cost? He again repeatedly said what cost? Said the cost of a thing that we can become Atmanirbhar, that when a countries like Iran and America get into a war, our oil chains doesn't get disrupted. At the moment of hour of the, the need of the hour, that we have to this thing, that we could become self-reliant in such a way that when these global oil choke points get choked, we doesn't get, in a position that we have to starve against them.
Okay, you
That's a
told
good
about
point.
there are problems in the vehicles. So I want to state that 90% of the engine failures are in the old vehicle which didn't have the PUC, pollution under control status. Eventually, their vehicle are to be terminated, however, by the ethanol or other ways. So I think the engine problem is not stated in any country in the new vehicles, and the companies are adapting to the engine. And talking about the mileage, yeah, if you have the cheaper prices for the same fuel, then the mileage is okay. The problem is not the mileage. The fuel prices are not at the same price. So Ministry of the Petroleum said they are set to be reviewed the prices of the petroleum. And talking about the water scarcity, the problem, gentlemen, is not water scarcity. Is it the grey infrastructure? Grey infrastructure is means we have immense water, but the transportation of that water isn't it there. Grey infrastructure, 78% of the water is only at the some reservoirs. They are not able to transport it.
Okay,
And
first of
gentlemen.
all,
I would like to yeah, so I would like to put the light on the stance of my opposition. They are saying that this is a policy pitfall. So I would just suggest them not to take these abrupt decisions, because this policy is designed for a sustainable development, and you see a long-term benefits of those. Just saying that my car is not giving enough mileage and it is producing water scarcity won't fix this problem, and the whole problem will be solved by this sustainable development and overall development. And adding to a point, as my opposition said, that why are not we shifting towards EV? So as other opposition said, that we must have options. So that is what government is giving. They are giving options of EV, and on which they are giving incentives to, and also on the ethanol blended fuels on flex fuel vehicles, the incentive will be provided, and on EV they are being provided now.
And the method to take sugar cane and maize is from the APMC only, the local mandis. It is not that we directly go to farmer and take that. So firstly, the need of the people of country, the people are the resource, they are fulfilled. Then also the excess things are taken from the APMC only. The method is the APMC.
And also, I would like to highlight a point where farmers will be benefited from this policy. Like in sugarcane industry, farmers go and sell their sugarcanes, and they have to wait for their payments for even 2 months, 3 months, and even for an year. And by this policy, sugarcane industry have got fund, and they are being able to sell one more product to government and the companies, where they will be having money, so that there is a short term exchange of those money to the farmers, and hence at the end our country's farmer will be benefited.
Okay,
Gentlemen, what
I
I
would
want
like
to
to.
say is that using agricultural land for fuel crops also drives up food prices and threatens food security, and it offset the benefits, localized carbon benefits. So yeah, by if everyone is growing commercial crops, as every farmer want prosperity and everyone wants its crops to be sold. If it is highly concentrated on that sugarcane and these kind of crops, if we are totally focused on commercial crops, then what's about the rice which India is eating, and at that time India would import it. So I think that
So it's
promoting sugarcane farming is good, but we should also focus on our daily needs, the crops which are essential for us, the cereals which are essential for us. So we should also focus that it may drive up food prices. Yeah, it can.
So according to government's data, they say that the food supply chain of our country won't be disturbed, and in this way the extra stockpile we have in our warehouses, that's still in the warehouses, will be used for this manufacturing. And this is the reason we are first implying E20 fuel, not directly E50 or E80 fuels. So this is a kind of slow transition, and that's why we'll be initially needing less amount of sugarcane or maize or grain, whichever so is the source to produce that ethanol. And when we have a ample amount of sugar canes and grains in our stockpile, we'll be increasing that E20 number, say from E20 to 30, 40, and etc.
As
Gentlemen,
the
I
opposition.
would like to focus on the EV issue that one of the gentlemen put over here. That it is the same government 3 years ago. It was saying that we will make India more than 50% EV related, and now it is selling the ethanol blended fuel. I accept that they want to give the people choice, but the thing is that that choice really manageable or acceptable, because we have seen the electrical vehicles, normal people, yes, they can afford them, as well as there is electricity in everywhere in our nation currently. So these vehicles, they can be affordable, as well as the people can use them efficiently as well. Whereas the people who are having the vehicles which are purchased recently in 4 5 years, some of the member mentioned about the vehicles that are older, and he also said that if they get damaged by this fuel, it's their issue, the issue of vehicle. I don't think so, because even if the vehicle is purchased 4 to 5 years ago, yeah, it's not the ethanol, I mean electrical vehicle, but the E20 or the ethanol blended fuel has been affecting these vehicle as well. So what about them? The second question is that About
So
the
Harshal, as you mentioned about 4 or 5 years, if we take 4 years, it is being said by many of the automotive industries that after 2022, the cars which have been sold, they are compatible for E20 fuels. And the other thing that you mentioned about the electric vehicles, sir, if we have to get up to that stage, we have to use this transition stage. And transition stage needs some trade-offs, which I'm saying again and again that this is the trade-off we are bearing.
And also, I'd like
Adding
to mention a point. As you said that, what about someone who have a car or a bike which is 5 years older? So there are certain kits which the manufacturing industry, that the automobile industry have launched for different vehicles for them to be E20 compatible. So for that, your vehicle won't be rested or disrupted in any way if you install that cheap kit into your vehicle.
I
In
wanted to address, Himanshu, you say that there's kits for vehicles. So when you speak of kits, how many vehicles are these kits available to? Because there's not just, there's many brands of cars in India. And on top of that, what is the cost of these kits? Because again, people say that, yes, this is a cost. As Harshmeet said, that this is the cost for a transition that we're making. That's true. Time's up, sorry.
I would like to add the points to my captain and my teammates that great things take time. Any major national policy was not succeeded overnight. It took some time. And one question that I would like to ask to my opponents, that are you opposing ethanol blending, or are you guys opposing the poor implementation of this policy? Please clarify.
Oh, thank you, Shivam, for that point. I think it's time up. So, okay, both the teams have demonstrated remarkable preparations, critical thinking, and yeah, the ability to defend your viewpoints have been confidence and maturity. So, we need a one well-round applause for all of you. So, as our respected judges deliberate and evaluate today's performance, let us take a moment to appreciate the remarkable efforts of every participant, regardless of the final outcome. Each speaker has contributed to a meaningful exchange of ideas and has upheld the spirit of debate. Thank you all for participating. I think let's, you know, uh, uh, sir, would you like to add something? Mukesh, sir?
The debate is over finally.
Yes, sir.
So, guys, it was really amazing. It was really amazing as we used to conduct this type of debate competitions, quiz competitions, and all the things. So it's an amazing and immense pleasure for me and the Yash Mor Academy, as well as Sir wasn't able to attend this because he's in Chicago right now. He just woke up. I just talked to him, and he's saying that just woke up, so I won't be able to. That I'll join. So first of all, congratulations to all of you that you have participated and give your valuable insight and valuable point on the particular topic, and it was wonderful debate. Over the time of period, what I observe is it, enters in the group discussion thing. But later, you guys have this thing control and all that. So looking at your faces, it seems today's debate is more, stressful than SSB conference. This thing, if you find it. So relax. We are here to learn, not to declare a winner in the first minute. Okay, so don't worry about that. I can already see two types of participants here. Those who are confident and those who are confidently pretending to be confident. So don't worry if your hands are shaking. It simply means your heart understand that this moment matters a lot. Okay, because when you are participating in any of the competition, SSBs and all that, जो लोग जाते हैं competitions में उन्हीं के साथ में ऐसा होता है. So don't worry about that that you are the special one, that's why you are this thing anxious and nervous and all. ये सबके साथ होता है. Because the moment matters a lot, that's why you are in this thing. And judges are not here to count your mistakes. They are here to discover your potential. So please don't debate with fear. Always debate with conviction. Okay. And you forget a point midway. Don't panic. Even our mobile phones hang sometimes, And, in fact, they have much better processors than us. Okay? The technology is beyond us. Okay? So don't worry about that. And one request, please don't speak at some people that I have seen that some people are speaking at the 2x playback speed. See? So don't do this. We know you have many points, but let us understand them too. Okay. So by the end of today's debate, I hope you will learn with more confidence. then you come with. So smile, take a deep breath, and enjoy the experience. Now, I just want to give my basic knowledge, that what I am learning and what I have came to know about this particular topic. That after listening both of the teams, I would like to appreciate every participant. So both sides presented well researched arguments with confidence and clarity. And today's topic, that ethanol blended fuel in India, that progress towards sustainability or policy pitfall, is a classic example of a public policy where both benefits and challenges exist simultaneously. So one of the positive side, that ethanol blending aims to reduce India's dependence on imported crude oil, strengthen energy security, and support the country's net zero and climate commitments. ठीक है, तो according to the studies by Ministry of Petroleum, IOCL, ARAI, and SIAM, that E20 fuel can reduce carbon monoxide emissions by nearly 50% in two-wheelers and around 30% in four-wheelers. So while hydrocarbon emissions can reduce by about 20%, if you know about that compared to pure petrol. So these reductions contribute to cleaner air and lower vehicular pollution. This is the report what I've came to know, that this is the report of Niti Aayog. So economically, the policy also benefit farmers by creating demand for ethanol producing from sugarcane, from maize, and other feedstocks. So if it helps save valuable foreign exchange by reducing crude oil imports, and promotes greater energy and self-reliance as well. Okay. So, however, every policy must also be examined critically as well. That some of my participants have given their valuable points by criticizing this. So, one major concern is environmental sustainability. That producing ethanol from crops such as sugar can requires significant amounts of water and agricultural land. Some of my friends have mentioned that we are having ample amount of water and all that. But what if that 1 liter ethanol needs 10,000 liters of water? In water stress regions, this may increases pressure on the groundwater resources. And another concern is that if more food crops are diverted for fuel production, it could affect food availability and influence food prices over time. Okay, so from the consumer's perspective, recent report indicate that E20 does not have proven evidence of causing engine damage, according to the automobile manufacturers and government back testing. However, many users, especially owners of older vehicles, have reported more than 3 to 3.5% reduction in fuel efficiency. So there could be, we could have had a lot of data and all that while we are participating, but it was really wonderful. Everyone participated very well, but I must appreciate some of the participants that have spoken confidently, Harsimrat and, Himanshu and all. Everyone participated very well. The judges will definitely let you know about the results. For that, you are supposed to wait for the results. Okay. It is, this thing. आप सबने जो बहुत इतने अच्छे से participate किया है, ultimately you all are going to be given a particular certificate. So first of all, a huge congratulations to every single participant, whether you won today or not. The fact that you came forward, spoke your thoughts, defend your views, and had the courage to face an audience already makes you a winner. So trust me always that this courage will help you much more in life than any single certificate of trophy. Okay. I would also like to sincerely thank our amazing host for conducting today's session so smoothly. Guys, your efforts, your energy, and coordination made this event a success. A big thank you to our respected judges as well, our team members, the teams, and the leaders of our Voice and Vision Club. Guys, thank you so much for giving your valuable time, sharing your experience, and guiding our students with honest feedback. Your mentorship means a lot for all of us. Okay? So, dear students, always remember one thing, that your voice is your identity. The day you learn to express your thoughts with confidence, with logic, and with respect, you become capable of leading people, not just following them. Okay. So many of you joined Yash Mor Academy thinking it is only SSB preparation, but I always say that SSB is one destination and the real mission of this academy is much bigger. Here we are not only preparing you to clear an interview, we are helping you to build confidence, build communication skills, decision-making ability, leadership qualities, and the courage to stand for what is right. Okay. Always try to have unbiased views in your mind. Don't be biased towards any political party and any this thing. Okay. If you are an officer aspirant, you are supposed to be unbiased all the time. Okay. These are the qualities that will help you in every interview. every profession, every relationship, and every stage of life. If I talk about myself, my name is Mukesh Kumar. If some of the people know about myself, I'm a serving soldier, okay, and officer aspirant as well. Rendered 21 years of service in high altitude, peace, and various sectors of the country. And I'm managing editor of Yash Mor magazine as well. Okay? So don't participate just to win, participate to grow. Because every debate, every discussion, every mistake, and every feedback is making you a stronger and more confident version of yourself. So stay connected with Yash Mor Academy, because this journey is not just about getting recommended in SSB. It is about becoming the kind of person who can confidently take a stand, confidently inspire others, and make a positive impact wherever life takes you. And now, before we conclude, I would like to respect our team members, respected judges, our voice and club leaders, to share a few words about themselves, their journey, and the lessons they have learned. I'm sure your experiences will inspire me as well as our students, and give them valuable, direction for their own journeys. Thank you everyone for making today's session so meaningful. See you all in the next session. I would like to request Vaishnavi Pathak to please say some words on this topic, on this debate competition. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Jain to all. How are you?
All good, Vaishnavi. How are you?
Okay. Thank you so much. And how are you guys feel after giving your best in this debate competition?
Very bad because I didn't give my best.
That's not a good thing. You all give your best, and I see this is my privilege also to be here as a judge, and I congratulate each and every participants for your confidence, preparation, and enthusiasm. The kind of facts you come with, the kind of data you come with in this debate competition is really appreciable. Okay. And the thing you need to remember is winning is important, but learning is even more valuable. And to improve your debate, I think there's some suggestion from my side. As I see all of you debating and competing each other, I feel one thing. The first thing is you need to read newspaper books to build more knowledge. Like if you are in somewhere, if you're on the ground and having this kind of debate, so 80% of the people present there come with a fact and good data. So what make you stand out of them? The things which make you stand is the good choices of word, good choices of a statement, good choices of clearance. Good choices of structuring. And where you get it from? By reading more and more articles, the news articles, the books. So this is the suggestion from my side. And thank you everyone for being there and make this session more amazing and more grateful. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi. By the way, if I tell something about Vaishnavi, Vaishnavi is our co-team member of the Yash Mor magazine. She is the proofreader over there. The sharp eye, the person who is having sharp eye on every content. The people are like designing the magazine, and she is like particularly taking 2 or 3 days to read the whole magazine and like counter the points that the way the team have to improve. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, now, another we are having with us is our Sandeep Kaur, the fitness club leader, the voice and club leader. Yeah, Sandeep.
She's not there. She's having some network.
Okay, no issues. Deepak is there or not? Deepak Goyal. Okay.
No, I don't think
So,
he's there.
yeah, now I would like to request our Aman Roshan and Abhinav to please say some words like regarding this thing. And now, after that, we are going to wind it.
So, guys, I think you guys have participated well, and as mentioned, okay. So, whatever competitions or whatever you're participating in, first thing is honesty, and everything else comes after. So, if you have been honest to yourself, you will be, happy once you get the results. But yeah, again, so there are so many things that you will know better. I have no words to explain that, but yeah, it was really good to host you guys, and always there in YMA Fitness team, and always there in YMA team. If you guys need any help, just reach out to us. We'll be there helping out anytime. Thank you. Over to
Thank you.
Abhinav.
Thank you so much, Abhinav. What I have seen is we are having Akhilesh Sonarikar, our previous team member also. Hi, Akhilesh, how are you?
Fine, sir. बढ़िया.
अरे भाई ने प्रीवियस थोड़ी है तो भाई करंट में है अभी तो। मैं तो कनिष्क कश्यप समझ गया था। हाय वंडरफुल। क्या हो गया भाई हाथ में? व्हाट हैपेंड?
हाँ, गाड़ी स्लिप हो गई थी, फ्रैक्चर हो गया।
He is also our core team member, so please try to take care of yourself. Okay.